28 years. That's how long I have been a parent so far. And now my years of the hands-on active phase has come to an end. My husband and I dropped off our youngest of two to college a few months ago, so now we have officially entered into the empty nest phase of our lives. I've been dreading and looking forward to this phase for the past year. In this video, I want to share how living a simple life is helping us through this phase of life and redefine who I am and to move forward now that the kids have left the nest. Welcome, I'm Maria, and if you're feeling overwhelmed and burdened and would like tips about simple living for a healthy life, then you have come to the right place. Today, I'm going to take a slight detour and talk about being an empty nester before sharing how simplifying my life has been helping me through this transition. And if you are not an empty nester yet, some of these tips may still be helpful for you if you're a parent. Even though we just started down this path, I wanted to share some tips that I learned that have been helping me. First, if you're joining me today and you just became an empty nester also, or have been one for some time, congratulations on raising a child or children who have grown up and who can journey on their own, hopefully. This change is a big transition for you and your children. After all, we had this role for a big chunk of our lives, a role where we invested our whole heart, soul, and mind into the upbringing of a helpless baby to an independent young adult. You've invested so much time, physical and mental energy, and effort into raising your children. Then suddenly you find yourself driving them to their next chapter of their lives and out of your house. And now we are left with memories of a time past and whatever they left in their room and around the house. So I have two grown children, one who has already graduated college and is living on her own, and our second who is a freshman in college. I had a harder time when my older daughter left for college. I thought it would be the same with my son, but after he got his driver's license in high school, we barely saw him as he went off to his many activities. I remember asking him to spend more time with us, to which he answered, "I'm training you for when I leave for college." I'll admit, it hurt at that moment, but then it forced me to take a look at who I was and what I based my identity on. Honestly, being a parent has been a big part of my identity, an identity that I valued and enjoyed, but I knew my role was changing, and as a parent, I felt like I took a detour in my own sense of who I am and what I enjoy doing. I mean, I learned a lot from my kids. I tried things I might not have tried, like boba or zip lining. I found new adventures and discovered things I enjoyed doing, so that was good. And now I'm rediscovering who I am and figuring out what I really like to do and spending time on those things rather than what my kids wanted when they were younger. And it's easier to plan things as a couple again with my husband. So as I adapt to life with just my husband again, it got me thinking. I could either fill my days with a whole bunch of activities, from a full-time job to volunteering to joining clubs to playing pickleball, and that would be fun. But for me, I didn't want to be busy just to fill the time. I actually needed to simplify my routine and find time to explore what I want to devote my energy towards. In the meantime, I am enjoying the slower days and quiet evenings to reevaluate my time and also redesign the space in my home. So here are 4 things that I did as a new empty nester that helped me slow down and actually pause before making any commitments. And keep in mind, these are action steps that were comfortable for me. Everyone copes with this transition time differently. First, maybe it's the organizer in me, but the first thing I did when each of my kids moved out was clean their rooms. I vacuumed, organized some items, got rid of other things that I knew they wouldn't want after checking with them, and even moved some of the furniture around and made their rooms look neat. If I just left things the way they were, then I would expect them home any minute, but this way I could still use their room without feeling too nostalgic. I was sad the first couple of days after they left and looking at their room and thinking about how fast time flew from when they were babies to becoming independent young adults. I do miss their younger years and am grateful for each and every moment. There's a quote that says, "The days are long, but the years are short." Looking back at those days when we were busy with taking care of them in their infancy, keeping up with their toddler years, and then navigating through elementary, middle, and high school and driving them to their busy activities, the days did seem long. But now, thinking back to all those times and see where my kids are now, the years have been short. Anyway, I was able to clean their rooms within a week after each of them left. Okay, with my son, it was a few days since he did a good job training us. And now that my daughter has truly moved out and taken some of her furniture, I turned her room into my office and studio, and this room has become my space to work and create. So I love that I can do that now. Second, sorting their possessions. While our kids are transitioning between college and jobs and figuring out where they want to go, it's easy to be a dumping ground for their things here. So I needed them to go through their things to clear out some of their stuff. This sorting process started before they left for college. So before moving out, I had each child go through each of their things and get rid of stuff they didn't want. They each had toys, games, books, crafts, and other things from their childhood that I wanted them to declutter. That way, the only things left were things they didn't want to part with yet. I had them box up their things and store them in their closets. I had a cabinet full of their old schoolwork and favorite clothes and toys and stuffed animals. I kept what I wanted for memories and let them sort everything else. One thing I didn't want to do was decide for them. My mom, she threw out some items after I moved out that I wish she'd let me decide, such as my Nancy Drew books. I missed my set of books, so I remember vowing to let my own children decide for themselves what they wanted to keep or part with. Next, reclaiming the space in our house. The next step I took was to reorganize the areas in the rest of my house. Anything that belonged to my kids that I didn't want in my other rooms, I stored in their closet. And I cleaned and decorated their bathroom to make it a better guest bathroom. I like that it now stays clean. We used to play a lot of games when the kids were young, but I got rid of some that I know will not be played, such as Monkey in a Barrel or this Ziggity. But I love playing games, so I'm keeping the ones that we can play when we're together again, and so we can all enjoy. And fourth, reassess how we spend our time. My husband and I are still working. My husband works full-time and I work part-time from home. I mean, how else are we going to afford the high cost of college for my son that just keeps getting higher every year? And now we both have more time to help our parents because even though our kids don't need us as much, our parents do. So both of us are spending more time helping our parents. But we're thankful we can do this now. I guess this is why we are in what is known as the sandwich generation, in between being available to our children and helping our parents. However, we do have more time to ourselves, so this is one area where we are trying to plan more fun things to do on our own, such as doing weekend or day trips, trying new restaurants, exploring hiking trails, planning trips, and just finding things to do together or with friends. So while I'm no expert at this empty nesting phase, I'm glad that we are keeping things simple as we explore this new transition in our life. I didn't want to fill my time to keep me so busy that I wouldn't miss our kids, but I've given myself some time to work on my own journey while embracing this time and allowing to feel natural emotions of watching our kids leave and then finding our own new path. We spent so many years preparing them for their own journey that it's fulfilling to let them find their own wings and journey. I'd love to know your thoughts about the empty nest stage of life, so please share a comment below. If this video helped you, please hit the like button. If you're looking for tips for simple living for a healthy life, please remember to subscribe. Thank you for staying with me with this video, and here's another video that can help you live a simpler and healthier life.